Excuse me. Good evening. It is Sunday at 7. It's nasty out here. It was raining and it was snowing. Then it was raining and it was cold. Then it started snowing. Now it's raining. It's been horrible all day, which is fine with me. I'm definitely okay with that. It is what it is. Sorry about last Sunday. I had a family issue I had to take care of. And then, as many of you may know, I had a car accident on Tuesday. It was in the hospital 3 nights, 4 days. Took a really good shot to the head. Still feeling it. I'm a little tired. Whole body sore. My head sore. They think it was a concussion, so now I've got that, what do they call it, post-concussion syndrome or something like that. So I get to deal with that now for the next couple of weeks. That'll be a real treat. Cars in the shop, I have no idea how bad it was because I don't remember. I just can't remember anything. I'm sure it wasn't good because I know I had to get towed out of there. And nobody was hurt, just me. Which I'm thankful for. I'd rather nobody else be hurt. So that's been my week. So I'm going to hang with you today as long as I can hang in there. Trust me, it's rough. Really rough. My head feels like it's about like that big and weighs about 500 pounds. So I hope you had a better week. I mean, you couldn't have had a worse week than me. I would hope not. So I'm taking my brace off. I got to wear. So there's that. Just crazy week. You can't make this stuff up. You can't even. I mean, if I could write stories like that, I would be a millionaire because I'd have incredible movies out. But I don't. So there's that. So again, I hope everybody had a really, really good week. Hope you enjoyed the weekend. Hope you got to hang out with your family and stuff. And I hope you're ready for the week ahead. We got what? This is the last full week before Christmas, and then the following week is Christmas. Hold on 1 second. So got one more full week at work, and we get a 2-day work week, and then we're off, and then New Year's, and then it all goes back to normal. Lucky us. So let's get right into it. So the first thing, I guess, the big thing on the news right now is and you got to excuse me too, my memory's a little spotty right now. Hopefully that comes back. So the big news now is the drones that are in New Jersey, and some have been in Maryland now. People said they've seen them in Maryland and other areas. They've been going on for a while now over naval stations in New Jersey and just kind of overpopulated centers. And you have somebody saying it's from a mothership from Iran or something I read or heard. And then there's other, theories out there that people are sharing. Some they probably shouldn't say or share. But yeah, everyone's got an opinion. And that's how it goes. I mean, I'm not shocked that that's how it's going, but it is what it is. So here's my 2 cents worth. First off, I want to start by saying I don't give a shit whose drones they are. I don't care. I don't care where they're coming from. Iran, Russia, North Korea, Australia, or Canada. I don't care. Doesn't concern me at all where they're coming from. What we need to do is just shoot them down and then figure things out afterwards. We'll sort it out after we've shot them down. And the only reason we haven't shot them down, well, there's 2 reasons why they probably haven't shot them down. I'm sure you've heard this before. I was talking to a friend of mine. The first reason is they know that they're there and they know whose they are, and they've given them permission to do it. So, of course, they're not going to shoot it down. They told people they can. Some other country may be testing some. Who knows? But that's one of the reasons why they wouldn't shoot them down if they know they're there and they've given permission for them to be there. And with this government, that wouldn't shock me, giving permission to another government to do this. I mean, we got a weak leader anyway right now. Hope that'll change soon. But that's one of the reasons. They know who they are, they know why they're there, and they know who they're from. So they're not concerned about it. The other reason, possible reason why they're not shooting them down is because they're ours. They've got something going on and they're using our own drones to do things and run tests or test equipment they have, and they're not telling us that. And that's another reason why they wouldn't shoot them down if they're our equipment. Either one of those reasons would be why they haven't shot them down. I can't think of any other reasons why they wouldn't shoot them down. If it's a country we don't know about, we don't know who they are or why they're there, they should be shot down. There should be no question about it, especially if they're over military bases. It should happen immediately. And then once we shoot them down, then we can figure out who they belong to and what we need to do and what, how we should retaliate and blah, 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 blah. But putting all this effort into it is ridiculous. Just shoot them down. And if they don't, I just gave you the two reasons why they're not shooting them down. We know who they are or they're ours. It's that simple. It doesn't require hours and hours of morons on news stations going back and forth and trying to figure out what's going on. Why could it be this? If it were something as devious as the news is trying to make it out, things would be going on. But it's not. Those are the two reasons they're not shooting them down. That's it. There's nothing beyond that. They don't need to spend days on this. I just summed it up in 15 seconds? There you go. I should be on the news now. I should have my own news show. And we'll call it Grab a Helmet, Get in the Game. You know what? Stop making up all this BS about stuff and just deal with the facts that you have. And as they come out, don't embellish, don't add, don't make up, don't try to seem like there's some special thing going on that only you and the people you talk to know about. But we can't tell you who I talk to. I can't give you their names. So you're just going to have to take my word for it. And I know people who've told me what's going on. It's like in high school. I can't tell you who said they like you, but they like you. Then why are you even telling me? Yeah, either way, the government's lying to us. Correct. Elena, correct. They're lying to us. They know who it is, and that's why they're not doing it, or it's ours. There's the only two possible reasons why they haven't done anything about it. And then they're lying to us. Oh, there's no big deal. Don't worry about it. Well, if it's not a big deal, don't worry about it. Just shoot them down. Or just admit that either they're ours or they're there and who's put them there. That's all you got to do. I mean, the only time this crap gets blown out of proportion and it turns into conspiracy theories is when they lie and try to deny what everybody can see. Oh, don't worry about those drones. They're fine. They're not drones. Don't worry about it. They're just really big birds. Don't worry about that. They're not drones. There's no threat to national security at all. You're fine. Don't worry about it. It's good. Go on about your business. Just admit what you know. And if it's not a national threat, then there's no national security behind it. Just say what's going on. Or, hey, we don't know yet. We're looking into it too. I would rather them tell me that, hey, we honestly don't know what's going on. We're trying to figure out what's going on. So we're going to shoot one down and figure out, based on what the technology is, try to figure out what country it's from. I'd rather hear that than be told, don't worry about it. It's not a big deal. Because then again, you get the people who firmly believe the government said it's not a big deal. Don't worry about it. That will firmly believe that and won't do anything. And then you get the other end of that spectrum. People who are like loading up RPGs and in their front yard firing off shots into the air against anything that looks like it's a drone, which is going to lead to nothing good either. Like I said, relax. Let's leave it at that. Just relax about the drones. Keep an eye on it. Don't ignore it. Don't go about your day like there's nothing going on. Be aware. Keep an ear open, but don't worry about aliens or whatever else other crap is floating around on the internet about it. Relax. And how do I know it's not a big deal? Because if this were really a concern for the government and these drones were over a military installation observing, they would have shot them down immediately, but they didn't. So it kind of lends, it's kind of leaning towards they know who it is or it's our stuff and they're just doing tests. Because if they thought for 1 second it was from another country and they were over a military base, they would have shot it down. Oh, immediately. Without question. But since they're letting them hang out, there's more to the story. That's how I see it. I could be wrong. I don't know. I've been wrong before. And I did hit my head this week. So I could be just talking out my butt. I don't know. I honestly don't know. But that's my take on it. Everybody just needs to take a breath, take a pause, back up, be aware, but don't look more into it than we have to right now. It's drones. They haven't done anything offensive that I've heard. They haven't attacked or bombed or blown anything up. And for God's sakes, don't be shooting at them. I mean, really, if I got to tell an adult who owns a gun that, hey, don't start shooting rounds off into the sky because they got to come down somewhere. They just don't keep going into space and that's it. They got to come down at some point somewhere and you could hurt somebody. So don't do that. I don't advocate that at all. That's just flat out stupidity. Let's go shoot into the air. Okay. Let me know how that ends for you. So yeah, keep an eye on it. I wouldn't panic right now. There's no need to panic. And that seems to be the go-to for most of the people in the country. Either we're fine or we're panicking. There's no in between. There's no like, hey, let's be on alert, but let's go on about our business like everything's good. It's either there's absolutely nothing going on or, oh my God, we're all going to die tonight. People running around screaming and yelling, buying toilet paper and milk and bread or whatever they would buy if they thought there was an attack coming. Probably that. I mean, if they're going to buy that for snowstorms, they're going to buy it for everything else. Because I guess when it's snowing or we're being attacked, the only thing you really can do is sit on your toilet, drink milk, and eat bread. I don't know. Maybe there's something to that. Maybe there's, I don't know. It's like when it, like kind of deviating from what I was talking about. Like I said, it was snowing today, and I had to get a ride up to the grocery store because I can't drive, and my car's in the shop, so I had a friend drive me up to the grocery store. And there are people buying milk and bread and toilet paper, and it's like flurrying. And I'm just wondering to myself, what are these people going to do when there's a real situation that happens? Something real and something like massive and big, not just snow, but something crazy. They're going to lose their shit. They really are. They're not going to know how to react. Got to get toilet paper, got to get milk, got to get bread. That'll save your life in a life-threatening emergency. All you need is bread and milk and toilet paper, and you're going to be fine. You can survive a nuclear attack with that. You'll be good. It's almost embarrassing to watch some of these people. Milk, toilet, bread. Milk, toilet, bread, toilet paper. I don't. Along those lines, I don't know if you've heard, Pfizer has warned that there may be a fourth booster shot required for those of you that have taken the booster shots that have not died yet. So you're probably going to have to get the other booster to make sure that your death is expedient and happens quickly because they're just tired of you lingering around. Don't get any more boosters. My father, God bless him, got the shot, and then he got a booster, then he got a booster. I think he got a third booster, I think. Maybe it was 2, maybe it was 3. I don't remember. But whatever number he got to, he said, that's it. I'm enough. I'm done. And I said, well, that's good because the damage is done. It really doesn't matter at this point if you get another one or not. Whatever's going to happen is going to happen. But he's a retired cop. He's a New Yorker, retired cop, bitter, angry. Kind of like Darth Vader. He's just going to live forever. The dark force flows through. The dark side sustains him. But yeah, I don't get any more boosters. Don't get any more shots. I mean, I haven't heard anything about them wanting to do more boosters, but I'm just letting you know. It's this is something that it's not really newsworthy, but I read it and it really just, what's the word I'm looking for? It really, I don't know. It's kind of weird. Tell me how you react to this when I read it to you. And that's probably how I've reacted. Apparently, Taylor Swift, and I know I just threw up a little bit in my mouth, and Travis Cleese, their romance is now being made into a $7.5 million Broadway show. Yeah, they're going to make a Broadway show about those two gigantic morons and their love affair. I hope that's a joke. I really do. I hope it's just someone trying to make fun of them. But in this day and age, it doesn't surprise me. It really doesn't that these people, that there are morons out there that would actually go watch a Broadway show about two nobodies dating. I got nothing on that. So, like I said, I don't remember. Even when I read it again, I get that feeling like that. Like I can't describe it. Kind of like embarrassment, maybe. for society as a whole that this is something that's even being considered. Maybe that's what it was. Maybe I felt embarrassed, ashamed to be a part of the human race if this is something that's actually being considered. I that's what I'm going to say. I hope it's a joke. I really do. I really, really do, because I can't imagine. I can't imagine. It's that people sat around somewhere and said, "Hey, I got an idea for a new Broadway show. Taylor Swift, Travis Cleese, their relationship. Let's make that into a Broadway show. We got a winner right there. That's going to be the next Cats. Everybody's going to want to come see that and spend their hard-earned money on these two gigantic dickheads and watching how they got it on. I mean, come on. I would rather have a Broadway show about someone mowing the grass. That would be more interesting to me than watching these two fake whatever. So glad to be back. But the most important thing that we're going to talk about tonight, and I'm going to get into it right now, the absolute most important thing, the most important thing that we will talk about probably for the rest of the year. Army got their asses kicked by Navy. It was 31-13. That's awesome. And if you're prior Army, or you're in the Army, or you're an Army fan, it sucks to suck. They spanked up on Army. Yeah, so that made me feel better. Kind of took my mind off my head for a little bit. But not long. Not long. Yep. Talk about a whooping. That's embarrassing, because wasn't Army going to a bowl, or they're bowl eligible? See, I don't follow college football much anymore. I don't follow football very much anymore, period. But I could have sworn I read somewhere that the Army was bowl eligible for the first time in like 5 or 6 years or something. I don't know. I could be wrong, but either way, Navy spanked them like they caught them stealing something, and that makes me happy. Oh, the drones. I'm sorry. Going back there, they were sighted over Pinckney Arsenal and Naval Weapons Station. Or Pinckney Arsenal and Naval Weapons Air Station Earl, both in New Jersey. And I'm sure, like I said, they've seen them in Maryland. The Rhino, Larry Hogan, said he's seen them. Lots of people have said they've seen them. So that's where and like I said, if it were a legitimate concern, the second they got that close to the weapon stations or the arsenal, they would have shot them down. The military would have immediately put them down. But since they didn't, I'm telling you, it's either we know who they are or they're ours. It's one of the two. It's no more in depth than that, I'm telling you. Maryland is actually facing, for the first time in 20 years, a $5.8 billion deficit. So we are in the hole, almost $6 billion. Wes Moore, his top priority when that came out, his plan is to allow grocery stores to sell booze. I'm not kidding you. That's what he came out and talked about. It's important that grocery stores can sell booze. This guy is a jackass. And if it weren't for Larry Hogan, we wouldn't have this more, because Larry Hogan endorsed him and campaigned for him, because Larry Hogan's an idiot, but I'm not going to get into that because we could spend hours on that and my head will explode, literally, if I talk about that idiot. But we have more because of Hogan, and this is his answer to our deficit. Let's sell beer and wine in grocery stores in the state of Maryland. I know you're all waiting for a punchline. That's the truth. That's what it is. There's no punchline. That's what our governor said in Maryland. Hey, let's sell booze in grocery stores. That'll help. I don't understand. I don't. And my head's not helping me with this either. I can't get my head around it. And then there's a Republican Chris Smith in New Jersey is drafting legislation to allow state and local police to shoot down drones, since the DOD is refusing to act. That goes back to what I said before. Number one, the police aren't going to do that because they realize those bullets got to come down somewhere. They're not just going to float if they miss their target. They're going to come down. There's a chance somebody's going to get hurt. That's just the stupidest idea about that. What? Wait, yes, Travis Cleese and Taylor Swift. They're talking about having a Broadway show, a 7.5 million Broadway show about their romance, their whirlwind romance. Yeah, that's. I don't. I. I'm not. You can't make this stuff up. You really, really can't. Now, the big thing that happened this week that I wanted to talk about, and I'm sure you've all talked about it, heard about it, reading about it, because it's in our face every day. And I'm going to mess this guy's name up, and to be honest, I don't care. His name is Luigi Maganone. And if I butchered it, that's great. It makes me feel better because the guy's a murderer. He's the guy that shot the healthcare CEO on the sidewalk as the CEO was heading to, I think, a convention or some type of huge meeting. Shot him, twice, 2 or 3 times. And then they had to hunt him down, and they found him in a McDonald's, I think in Altoona, Pennsylvania. He got caught. Now he's apparently fighting extradition to New York, which is just a stunt because there's no reason why he won't be extradited. There's no reason, legitimate legal reason to prevent that from happening. He's just trying to delay the inevitable and prolong it as long as he can and just be an all-around general piece of shit and cost us money. So he's fighting that. I'm not sure if New York has the death penalty. I don't think they do. I could be wrong. Maybe that's why he's fighting extradition. I don't know. I mean, the guy's not mentally stable to begin with. I mean, mentally stable people don't go around killing other people. I mean, let's be honest. Unless it's a crime of passion or you're defending yourself or something like that. You just don't stalk somebody, lay in wait, and then shoot them if you're a mentally healthy person. I'm not a doctor, not a psychiatrist. That would definitely be an opinion, but I think it's a pretty sound opinion. I would hang my hat on that one. So there's that. That went on. I mean, and I think almost immediately they had the video, the actual surveillance video of this guy shooting the CEO, that gentleman, on TV. And I'm pretty sure it happened soon enough to where his family wasn't notified. So I can't imagine what that was like. I mean, that guy's family's probably getting calls from people. Your husband's on TV. Someone just killed him. And I mean, I can't imagine a worse way to find out about that. So I feel extremely sorry for his family. That's horrible. It's just, that's a rough way to find. I mean, it's rough that he died, but that's just a horrible way to find out that he died. If that's how they did from the actual killing being released on TV. That's pretty horrible. And then on the flip side of that, there are people who are celebrating the fact that this Luigi killed the CEO. They're celebrating it, making fun of the man who got killed and saying it's a good thing, strike one for the good guys. I can't think of a more low-class human being than that. I really can't. That's scraping the toilet bottom right there if you're celebrating that. Even if you don't like the guy or like his position, the man's got family and kids, and then you're out there showing your ass, celebrating it, talking about how good it is and how we all should be happy that this man is dead and, blah, blah, blah. I mean, really, there is no lower form of human life than someone that would do that. Really, and if that offends you, great. I hope it hurts your feelings. I really don't care because if you're one of these people that celebrate it, I don't care what your opinion is. I don't care what you have to say. Nothing about you means anything to me at this point. So what you think of me, I could care less about. I really could. So if you want to send me emails or texts later on about it, don't. Because once I figure out what it's about, I'm just going to delete it. Not even going to respond to it. Not give you the satisfaction to let you know if I read it or not. Yes, it has. But yeah, so don't be celebrating this man's death. I mean, it's really that's really cheap. I just can't get past the fact that he had a family. That's who I'm concerned about. Maybe the guy was a huge piece of crap. Who knows? I don't know. He had a job. You don't like his job? That's fine. I don't know. But don't go around celebrating the death of somebody else because you think what he did was wrong or his job was wrong. Really? Well, suppose at the end of the day, someone thinks your job is wrong. I know most of you who are celebrating this man's death are probably unemployed or work part-time as like, I don't know, some meaningless, pointless job. So I don't understand. Suppose someone thinks that the job you do all of a sudden is evil and shouldn't be allowed. They want to come kill you. Is that okay then? Should we celebrate the fact that you're dead or that you get killed and it's televised and everybody's talking about it? Should that be okay? See, that's what I mean. People just need to learn to shut up. I mean, really. And I blame social media for most of this because it allows lunatics and psychopaths and deviants and pedophiles and just the dregs of society. It gives them a voice. It gives them a platform where they can spew this vile, nasty speech, and it reaches all over the world, and it finds other people just as low class and disgusting as they are. And then they feel empowered to run their pie holes about stupid stuff that only the other psychopaths and deviants understand or like. It's social media's fault. But if you go on social media and you talk about Joe Biden or you talk about COVID or anything like that, or you defend Trump or whatever, you're going to get in trouble. They're going to ban you. You're the one that's going to like get the 30-day ban or whatever it is they do. But you can talk about anything else. You can talk about grooming. You can talk about celebrating this man's death. You can pretty much talk about anything you want as long as it doesn't have the conservative value to it. You'll be fine. And if you are talking about this man and celebrating his death and you're claiming the title Republican or conservative, just stop because you're neither. You're an asshole is what you are. A flaming, cleft, wide open asshole like that. That's all you are. Celebrating another man's death. That I could go on for hours about that, but my head won't let me, number one. And number two, you don't want to hear about me just venting and there is no death penalty in New York. Okay, then I don't know why you'd be fighting it. I mean, if they can't kill you, yeah, please coach me on the names because I have a real hard problem, a real tough time with the Italian names. And if you're Italian, I apologize. I wasn't doing it on purpose. Literally, I have a hard time pronouncing them. I was born in New York, lived in Yonkers, so you figure I'd have some type of, but I've been out so long, I think I've lost it. I think my father's good with that stuff. He was born and raised in New York, in Yonkers, New Rochelle area. So I'm sure he still can put out those names, and it's not a problem. I, on the other hand, have issues with it. So I apologize. I wasn't trying to offend anybody Italian. Let's take a quick break to pay the bills. And then when I get back, we'll keep talking about that man's death and other interesting things I've heard while I was convalescing after my car accident.
Do you have old home videotapes that you're no longer able to watch? Need them transferred to DVD, Blu-ray, or your smart device? Baltimore Digital offers professional-grade VHS, mini DV, and high 8 digitizing services. We can also convert Super 8mm film too. Baltimore Digital also provides photo restoration services. Visit archive.baltimoredigital.net. Mention code Alexandra for a 10% introductory discount.
Yeah, they're in Baltimore, but that shouldn't stop you if you're listening to this in, I don't know, Idaho. They still can help you. Don't think just because it says Baltimore, you have to be in Baltimore. Just reach out and contact the guy. He's a pretty smart dude. I'm sure he can figure something out how he can help you. So go ahead and do that. Also, if you're looking for some other Christmas gifts, make sure you check out, Posh Pipey Decor on Etsy. They make some very, very nice door wreaths or wreaths in general for the holidays. Very nice. Go check them out and buy a few. Buy one for all your doors, outside doors, 2 or 3. I don't know how many doors you have. You might have like a huge house and have like 10 outside doors. I don't know. Buy one for each. They're really nice and very well made. You will not be disappointed. And no, neither one of those people pay me, so I'm being honest. There's a really good, go talk to them and get something from them. I wouldn't say somebody's good simply because they're paying me, and they're not paying me. So check them out. You'll like it. So yeah, so you got people celebrating this man's death, and apparently there's a lady in Florida who was calling another health insurance company, and on the phone said that she, defend or deny or whatever the three things they found in the bullet. She said that to the person answering the phone. Police went and arrested her for making a terroristic threat or something like that along those lines. That's why I mean, most people just need to be quiet, because there are people listening who will take what you say as gospel and then will run with it, like this lady in Florida who will threaten people and insurance companies because they're not doing what they want her to do. Stop. That's half the problem with this world. People just don't stop and think for 1 second, should I do this? Is this something I should do? Is this something I'd want done to me? I mean, if that were the barometer for how you treat people, I think we'd all be better off. I mean, of course, it's going to be, I don't care what you do to me. As a majority of people would say, yeah, you know what? I'd want to be treated with a little respect, so maybe I should treat this person with respect. Just take a second, catch your breath, and ask yourself that, really, is this how I would want to be treated? And like I said, 9 times out of 10, you're going to say no. You're going to treat the person differently. I mean, no one's saying you can't be mad. By all means, be upset, be angry. But the person you're talking to on the phone has no control over it. That lady that she called the insurance company, that person that answered the phone has no control or say about anything. So to blow up on her and threaten her serves zero purpose. She can't do anything. So I don't know why you would threaten her. I don't know why you would threaten anybody. I mean, there are some parts of this country, if you threaten somebody, you're liable to get your ass kicked if not shot, because some people don't play that. Walk around, you threaten people because I don't know. But yeah, don't celebrate this murderer. Don't make him have to be some Robin Hood or some hero of the common man who struck a blow against the evil empire. Don't do that, because you're only kidding yourself if you think that's actually what it is. At the end of the day, an insane human being killed another man. That's it. Was it in self-defense or anything like that? It's because the insane man probably thought that was the right thing to do. So don't celebrate it. And don't tell me you're celebrating it. Don't come to me and go, I'm glad he did it. Man deserved to die. You know what? Go back to your chili cheese dog watching roller derby. I don't care what you have to say. That's just disgusting. The man died. Family, he has a family that Christmas is coming up. This family will never have Christmas with their father or their husband again. That's all you should be thinking. I feel sorry for the family. I'm not saying you got to send them money or send them, a sympathy card. Just don't run your mouth and put this murderer up on a pedestal like he's done us all a favor. And if you think that, if you honestly in your hearts of hearts think that, you need professional help. You really need some couch time. And if you're already getting that, you probably should have your meds up, because it ain't working. I can't believe people would celebrate that. Well, then again, I'm surprised. Why am I shocked about that when we live in a country where they're going to make a $7.5 million Broadway show about Taylor Swift and Travis Cleese's whirlwind romance? If this country is willing to even entertain that, nothing else shocks me. Morons running around celebrating a man's death doesn't shock me. People talking about the drones like they're UFOs or whatever other crazy ass conspiracy theories there are doesn't shock me. We've turned from and again, this is in general. I am not speaking specifically. But in this nation, we've turned from a nation of strong-willed, principled people, a principled society, to something that is embarrassing. Celebrity worship, conspiracy theories about everything, celebrating the deaths of people we don't like. That is not the country that I was born in. That is not the country I serve. That is not the country that my daughter has served, and my father, my brother. That is not the country I remember. And it's changed drastically quickly. And I can't put all the blame on Biden. You can't. It happened before him. It happened within the last, two decades or so, in the last 20 years, give or take. There's been a steady decline to where we're at now. And it's nobody bats an eye about it. Like, I'm sure you've all heard people talking about this Luigi guy, him killing the person, and how they're happier. It makes them feel good. And we don't say anything to these people. We just sit there and we bite our tongue and we go, oh, well, they're entitled to their opinion. Well, so are you. You're entitled to your opinion as well. And if they feel free to voice their opinion to you, you should feel just as free to voice your opinion to them. And yes, I know, well, it doesn't change anything. They're not going to, change the way they think about things. Sometimes it's not about that. Sometimes it's just about letting them know that they're being an asshole. That's all sometimes it is. I know you're not going to change your mind. I know you really don't care what I have to say, but you're an asshole. You're celebrating another human being's death. You are a huge bag of dicks. And then leave it at that and walk away. Seriously. These people need to be told that, hey, you know what? If that's how you feel, don't tell me about it. Shut up. I don't want to hear it. A man's family is going to forever be changed. I don't particularly care what he did for a living. He wasn't a mass murderer. He wasn't Hitler. He wasn't Pol Pot. He wasn't a terrorist. The man didn't deserve to die. And if you want to celebrate it, do it. But do it in your own trailer park with the other knuckle-dragging troglodytes, because I don't want to hear it. And I really think you're a low-class human being and you smell funny. And we've got to start pushing back. We need to take society back from weak people like that. Those are weak people. Make no mistake about it. Anybody celebrating this man's death is a weak person. They're not strong. They're not witty. They're not intelligent. They're not in the know. They're weak, insecure, scared little people. And we need to put them back where they belong. It's time for the adults in the room to start taking charge again. Drafting legislation to allow local and police to shoot down drones. Really? Are you an idiot? Do you not know how gravity works? What goes up must come down. So if you're shooting bullets into the sky to hit stuff, they're going to come down somewhere. And what you hit's going to come down. And you can't control where and how it descends. These people, they're idiots. This politician is just looking for votes. That's all he's doing. Someone told him, dude, you can't do that. Chris, you can't shoot things out of the sky, man. We don't know how they're going to land. It's not going to pass. But everybody's going to see what I'm doing, and I'm going to get some votes out of it. You can't shoot stuff out of the sky like that, man. You can't. It's dangerous. People are going to get hurt. But hey, if you can get a few votes out of it, I guess it's all worth it. Please, I'm begging you, if you're watching this, use common sense. Don't buy into all the hysteria. Don't think just because of someone's job should be a death sentence. Don't. We're better. We're a better society than that. We're principled. We're just better. We're better than what's out there right now. So don't buy into all that BS. Don't. Just do the right thing. Like I always say before the show, when I end the show, if you follow your principles, you're going to be fine. Get back to them. And the scary thing about doing that is it's going to put you in a position where a lot of people are going to agree with you, because most people aren't principled anymore. Most people are based on emotions and feelings. That's how they do what they do. That's how they respond to things. That's how they do anything. It's based on their emotions and their feelings. If you base everything you do on your principles, it's going to set you against a lot of people you thought were friends or associates or, stuff like that. And some people will fold when that happens. Like, oh, I don't want to be that guy or that woman. So, yeah, okay, fine. I'll do it. I'll just follow along. Don't. It's better to stand alone and be right than be sucked into the mob and be wrong. Just do the right thing. And the right thing nowadays is very obvious. It used to be where it's kind of tough to determine the right thing, but now it's so obvious. It's an easy decision. And the way you know it's the right thing is if the masses are against it, it's probably the right thing. Because nobody wants to be accountable anymore. Like this Luigi guy, he's going to blame the insurance company for something. It's going to be somebody else's fault. It won't be his responsibility. He'll deny accountability. Just like Wes Moore. He's going to deny accountability for the $5.8 billion deficit Maryland's going to get, which is the worst in 20 years. It's going to be somebody else's fault. It's not his fault. Something else happened that caused this. Like the Army, they're going to deny and deflect that they lost the game by like 20 points. Something else happened. It wasn't our fault. That I can understand because that's kind of embarrassing. Again, Navy beat the Army 31-13. Oh, if you can't see it, it's a USS Harper's Ferry. It's the ship my daughter was stationed on. Because in the accident, kind of jumping subject, I lost my Navy hat. I don't know where it is. I don't remember because, like I said, I took a shot to the head. I don't remember anything pretty much from, I'd say, like, just as the because I hit a mailbox because I don't remember what happened because I think I hit my head then. So I don't remember how it started. Then I hit a fence and hit some parked cars, but I'd hit my head. So I don't remember anything. Literally, I remember looking in the rearview mirror and then someone banging on my window telling me, hey, you're okay. You're going to be fine. The ambulance is coming. I don't remember the ambulance getting there. I barely remember the ride to the hospital. Once I got into the ER, I start to kind of remember bits and pieces while I was there. And even now, I'm still kind of fuzzy up to this point. Like I remember staying at the hospital. I remember talking to some nurses, but I could not get into detail, if that's what you're asking. I can't like, oh, then we talked about this and this. So I lost my Navy hat, which kind of upsets me. Or maybe I did. Maybe it's right in the car. I don't know. I haven't seen my car yet either. So I wore this hat instead of my Navy hat because, Navy's the great. Navy rocks. Thank you, Troll. We'll find out. I got a whole bunch of tests, like follow-up appointments with neurologists and stuff for a while. So hopefully that will come back just as negative as the original test in the hospital. Who knows? But enough about me whining and crying. So yeah, I lost my Navy hat. So I'm wearing this hat. That's why I'm talking about the Navy whipping up on the Army because it really makes me laugh because I was in the Navy. I don't know. It's been it's been a weird week for me. I'm still kind of feeling out of it. And I probably will, the doctor said, for like another week or two. It's going to be weird. Like I still get lightheaded if I stand up and walk around too much. Like wow, I got to sit down. My head constantly hurts. It's a real treat. Let me tell you, getting old is awesome. Getting old and getting hurt while you're old is awesome because you don't heal like you used to, which sucks. And if you're watching on Rumble, hit the like button. Kind of going off the rails here, so just follow with me. I mean, a lot of people on the network here, they'll get like 1,000 views or something like that. And then you look at the likes, it's like 4 or 5. I don't get it. If you take time out of your day to watch, just hit the like button. It's free. Doesn't cost you a penny to hit the thumbs up button or the like button wherever you're watching it. Number 2, we are not going to come to your house and demand that you make us dinner because you hit the like button. We're not going to contact you or make you go out and hang out with us. That's not going to happen. No one will know that you hit the like button because it doesn't say, hey, Seth just hit the like button. No one will know. It's free. Consequences, there are no consequences, and it's anonymous. Just hit the like button. Really, it's like not just for my show, for every show you watch, just hit like. That's all you got to do. It takes like 2 seconds, literally 2 seconds. So just do it. Unless you don't like the show, then my next question is why you're watching. I mean, I know we get those idiots sometimes that come on here and Israel's this, or you're an idiot. I've seen them before, and they're mostly on YouTube. We get those morons from. And again, I think it's funny because if I don't like you, I'm not going to watch your show. I'm not going to comment on what you're doing. I'm not going to have anything to do with you because I don't like you. So when these people come on here and they say the things, I don't like you, you must because you're watching me. You're actually trying to talk to me, trying to get me to talk to you. So you must like me. And it's kind of flattering. I don't know. But you just hit the like button, not just for my show. Whatever other shows you watch on the network, hit like. I mean, it helps. Whether you know it or not, it helps. Trust me, I wouldn't lie to you about that. I wouldn't lie to you about that. Yeah, one of those weeks, man. One of those weeks. Christmas is coming up. Like I said, we got one more full week to work, and then we got a short week. Dinner does sound good. So yeah, maybe we'll change it. If you hit the like button, we're coming to your house, and you're going to have to make us dinner too. So make sure you really like us before you hit the like button, because we will be over there, and we will demand dinner, and it better be good, or we'll leave a very nasty review on Yelp. So yeah, Christmas is coming up. And I want to kind of talk about that too, because we're getting towards the end and I'm starting to fade a little bit here. We're coming up to Christmas, and I think this is like the most stressful holiday that we have. I think more suicides happen around this time than any other time of the year, and all sorts of craziness goes on. I just want to let people know, and I hope I'm not letting you know. I hope I'm reiterating what you already know. Let's say that. Christmas is not about what you buy people. It's not about how much money you spend. It's not about going into debt. It's not about maxing out all your credit cards. It's not about that at all. It has nothing to do with it. Christmas is about being around people you love and spending time with them, enjoying family. It's about Jesus being born, if you're Christian. And then you have the Jews that have Hanukkah. It's about the oil. It's not about gifts. Nowhere in any of these religions does it say, oh, you have to go out and max out your Visa card and buy the most expensive gifts you can for your family, or you don't love them. It's not about that. So don't get yourself in a position where you think, oh man, I got to spend all this. Don't. Enjoy it. Spend what you can. It doesn't have to be extravagant, but the point is, enjoy time with your family. Enjoy that togetherness, that time together. Don't worry about everything else. I mean, I put up a tree for the first time in, 5 or 6 years because my son wanted it. I wouldn't have put it up, but you know what? If that makes him happy, I'm going to do it. And it's free. I already had it. Didn't cost me a dime. He's happy. That's what it's all about. Happiness. So don't get yourself twisted up and upset that you can't buy this or you can't buy that. We're all struggling. It's tough for everybody. So don't think that you're alone in that. If you don't have family, troll, you can come over here. We can, I don't know, make fun of people that are celebrating the death of that CEO, something like that. But yeah, don't stress yourselves out. Please don't. If I could give everybody a gift for Christmas, and I'll get more into this next Sunday, but right now, if I could give everybody a gift for the holidays, it would be the gift of patience, or acceptance. Just take it for what it is. I can't buy you the PlayStation 5, but I love you, and I'm glad we could hang out for today and do what we're doing. That's all that matters. Trust me, your kids aren't going to remember all the toys you bought them. They're going to remember the times you spent with them. Same thing with your family. When your parents pass, you're not going to go, geez, I remember the time Dad bought me the 75-inch TV. That was so – you're not going to remember that. You're going to remember the time he took you fishing, or the time you had your first beer with him, or the time you just sat and talked. So don't get caught up in the BS with the gifts and going into debt. It's not going to matter. Don't. Trust me. So I took me a while to write this one. Usually it's pretty quick. This took me a few hours. So I wrote my opinion for today that I want to share with everybody. Once again, it's my opinion. You don't have to listen to it. You don't have to like it. You can tell me to kick rocks or whatever it is you want me to tell me. I just want to share it with you because I respect you all enough to want to share it with you and get your opinions. And hopefully I go, oh, that kind of makes sense. So my opinion today is taking conspiracy theories with a grain of salt. Because we all know there's conspiracy theories about everything that happens. Everything that goes on, there's a conspiracy theory for. So bear with me. Reading's a little difficult too right now. In today's hyper-connected world, conspiracy theories have proliferated, often spreading faster than facts. No way. Whether it's speculations about government cover-ups, health crisis, or shadowy elites controlling the world, these theories spark conversations and fuel skepticism. While conservatives have long championed healthy distrust of a centralized power, it is crucial that we approach conspiracy theories with discernment, skepticism, and a grounding in reality. At its heart, conservatism, we're all conservatives, conservatism is rooted in the belief that individuals are fallible, power corrupts, and checks and balances are necessary to preserve liberty. This foundational awareness naturally extends to institutions like the government, media, and academia. When bureaucracies or elite groups fail to be transparent, they invite suspicion, and understandably so. Scandals such as Watergate or recent revelations of tech censorship collaborating with government agencies reinforce the notion that power, when unchecked, can and will be abused. However, skepticism must be paired with prudence. Not every conspiracy theory aligns with reality, and embracing every fringe claim risks undermining our credibility. If we don't apply critical thinking to the theories we encounter, we risk becoming what we stand against: uncritical believers in an alternate form of propaganda. Take, for example, the skepticism surrounding the origins of COVID-19. Early on, questions about lab leak hypotheses were dismissed by media gatekeepers as conspiracy theories. Yet, as time passed, credible evidence emerged, forcing even skeptics to reconsider their initial dismissal. This teaches an important lesson. Some conspiracy theories hold merit and deserve investigation, but jumping to conclusions before the facts are clear can discredit legitimate concerns. The danger of uncritically embracing conspiracy theories lies in the erosion of trust. Conservatives aim to preserve order, stability, and the institutions that serve society's well-being. When unfounded theories are perpetrated, they risk breeding cynicism and division, often undermining the very institutions we hope to reform. Worse, they can distract from real changes conservatives should focus on: protecting free speech, ensuring physical responsibility, and of course, defending the Constitution. Instead of rejecting conspiracy theories outright or accepting them as gospel, conservatives should adopt a measured approach. We must ask questions like, what evidence supports this claim? Who benefits from its spread? Does it align with historical precedents or established facts? These questions not only help us separate fact from fiction, but also strengthen our argument when legitimate corruption is exposed. Conservatism thrives on the commitment to truth, even when it's uncomfortable or inconvenient. This means standing firm against groupthink, but it also means resisting the temptation to abandon reason in favor of sensationalism. By taking conspiracy theories with a grain of salt, we safeguard our intellectual integrity while holding power accountable. After all, the pursuit of truth, not just the loudest narrative, is what sets us apart. Again, that's my opinion. You don't have to agree with it. It's just how I feel. So please don't. We've all heard conspiracy theories. We know what I'm talking about. There's conspiracy theories about this Luigi guy. There's conspiracy theories about everything. Just take a step back and breathe. Don't automatically assume that, hey, that conspiracy theory has got to be right. Because you got to remember also, conspiracy theories always have a grain of truth in them to make them seem legitimate, to make them seem plausible. They're not all far-fetched. They're not all completely made up. There's always some grains of truth in conspiracy theories. And that's why so many people latch onto them. But like I just said, just take a step back and wait till the facts start to come out. Then start to look at things and figure things out. It's just stop. We got to stop jumping to. We got to stop being afraid of everything. We have to. Do most conspiracy theories turn out to be legit? Yes. But that doesn't mean as soon as you hear it, you should assume it's going to be legitimate and jump right on board and embrace it. Like I just said, take your time, get the facts for yourself, and then figure things out. But don't do it based on emotion. Do it based on facts. If you can take your emotions out of any problem, more often than not, you're going to make a right decision because you're thinking logically, not emotionally. So do that when you hear about conspiracy theories. No matter facts. Principles and facts. Live your life according to those. You're going to be great. I promise you. I'm not going to lie to you about that. All right. I think I have stayed as long as I can. I am extremely tired all of a sudden. So I want to thank everybody for hanging out with me. It's like I tell you every time I do this, it's incredibly humbling that you spend any amount of time listening to me. I thank you is the strongest word I know. So thank you. I enjoy talking with you and interacting with you and all that. It's a good time for me. I hope it's a good time for you. I hope some things I think make you, some things I say make you think. Some things I say you may agree with, some things you may not. It's fine. We're all adults here. We're all having a good time and we're just talking. And again, like I said, there are other shows on the network here that I strongly encourage you to watch. You got the Jersey Shore, Alexandria 360, the Based Mother, To the Point podcast, Two Guys, One Coup. There's a there is a show on here. My throat's dry. There's a show on here that's going to speak to you that you're going to like. You just got to give them a chance and watch them. I promise you. And if I happen to be that show, there's something wrong with you. You probably should seek medical attention. If you listen to me and go, man, that guy makes sense. But yeah, just find a show. And again, if you like a show and you're watching it, please hit the like button. It's free. I mean, again, we might come over to your house for dinner uninvited because I think that might be a good idea. But overall, it's just hit like. That's all you got to do. If you have any questions about anything I spoke about tonight, you can contact me at the Conservative Corner on X. At the Patriots Prayer, you can contact me there, or you can contact me on Facebook at the Conservative Corner. Not really much on Facebook anymore because they've really shadow banned me. I mean, it's ridiculous. But you can still post there. I check it once in a while. But make sure before you ask me a question, you want to answer, because I'm not going to lie to you. I'm going to tell you exactly what I think and answer your question. So there's that. Again, thank you for hanging out. I'm Seth Eisenberg with the Conservative Corner. I appreciate your time. It's been fun. Sorry I'm a little out of it today. Like I said, I was in an accident. Tuesday I was in the hospital for 4 days. Took a really good shot to the head. So I'm still trying to recoup. So please don't gauge this and say, man, this guy sucks. This is definitely not my finest performance. But again, like I said, I like talking to you all. I like doing this. So I wanted to come on and give it the old college try. Hope I didn't disappoint too much. Well, it is that time. So everybody, thanks again for coming out. I'm Seth Eisenberg with the Conservative Corner. And remember, if you live your life according to your principles, you can always hold your head high and know that you did the right thing. Everybody have a good evening, and I'll see you next Sunday at 7.